God is bigger than your problems, trusting the God who is greater than every challenge. Have you ever looked at a problem and thought, there's no way I'll ever get through this? Maybe it's a financial burden that keeps you awake at night. Perhaps it's a medical diagnosis that fills your heart with fear. Maybe it's a broken relationship, the loss of a job, an uncertain future, or a dream that seems to have slipped through your fingers. Whatever it may be, problems have a way of making themselves look bigger than they really are. They fill our thoughts, they steal our peace, they convince us that there is no way forward, but the Bible reminds us of an unchanging truth: no problem is greater than the God we serve. Throughout Scripture, we see ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges. Time after time, their circumstances seemed impossible. Yet every story points to the same lesson: when people placed their trust in God, He revealed His power in ways they could never have imagined. One of the most inspiring examples is the story of David and Goliath. The nation of Israel stood face to face with a giant warrior named Goliath. He was strong, he was experienced, he was heavily armed. Day after day, he challenged Israel's army, and fear spread throughout the camp. Every soldier saw the giant and believed victory was impossible. Then came a young shepherd named David. He wasn't a trained soldier. He didn't wear expensive armor. He carried only a shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones. To everyone else, David looked completely unprepared, but David wasn't placing his confidence in his own strength. He was placing his confidence in God, while others measured the size of the giant. David remembered the greatness of the Lord. He believed that the God who had helped him protect his sheep would also help him face this challenge. With one stone and unwavering faith, David defeated the giant. His victory reminds us that faith does not ignore problems. Faith simply believes that God is greater than them. The giants we face today may look different. They may be anxiety instead of armies, debt instead of giants, loneliness instead of battlefields, illness instead of swords. But the lesson remains the same: the size of your problem does not determine the size of your God. Another powerful example is found in the lives of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These 3 faithful men refused to worship a golden statue, even though doing so meant being thrown into a blazing furnace. Their circumstances looked hopeless. The fire was real. The danger was undeniable, yet they chose faith over fear. They believed that God was able to rescue them. But even if He chose a different path, they would still remain faithful. When the king looked into the flames, he expected to see 3 men consumed by the fire. Instead, he saw 4. God was with them in the furnace. The fire did not destroy them. It revealed God's presence. Sometimes God removes the problem. Sometimes He gives us the strength to walk through it. Either way, we are never alone. Think about your own life. Have there been moments when you believed you would never recover? Perhaps there was a season when everything felt uncertain, yet somehow, step by step, you made it through. Looking back, you could see that God was carrying you even when you didn't realize it. Life has a way of magnifying our worries. We focus on what we don't have. We imagine the worst possible outcome. We allow fear to write stories that have not even happened, but Jesus lovingly reminds us not to be consumed by worry. He points us to the birds of the air and the flowers of the field. If God faithfully cares for His creation, how much more will He care for those who place their trust in Him? This doesn't mean life will always be easy. Following God does not remove every challenge. Storms will still come. Questions will still arise. There will still be moments when we feel weak. But our confidence does not come from the absence of problems. It comes from the presence of God. Imagine standing beside a towering mountain. From a distance, it looks impossible to climb. But with every step, you move closer to the summit. The mountain doesn't disappear overnight. It is conquered, one step at a time. Faith works the same way. God often doesn't ask us to solve tomorrow's problems today. He simply asks us to trust him. With today's step, one prayer, one act of obedience. One decision to keep believing little by little. He gives us the strength we need. The Apostle Paul experienced hardships, imprisonment, rejection, and suffering. Yet he discovered that God's grace was sufficient even in his weakest moments. His circumstances did not define his hope. God's faithfulness did. Perhaps your giant today is something no one else can see. A heavy heart, a troubled mind, a broken dream, a silent prayer you've been carrying for years. If that's where you are, remember this: God sees what others cannot. He knows every burden you carry. He hears every prayer you whisper. He understands every tear that falls. Nothing in your life has taken him by surprise. He is already working in ways you cannot yet see. So don't allow fear to become louder than your faith. Don't let today's struggle convince you that tomorrow has no hope. Lift your eyes beyond the problem and fix them on the God who has never failed his people. The same God who gave David victory over Goliath, who walked with his servants through the fiery furnace, who calmed the storm with a single command, and who raised Jesus from the grave, is still the same today. His power has not diminished. His promises have not changed. His love has not grown weaker. And his faithfulness will never come to an end. So whatever challenge stands before you today, face it with courage, not because you are strong enough on your own, but because the God who walks beside you is greater than every obstacle you will ever face. Remember this timeless truth: your problems may be big, but your God is infinitely bigger. When you place your trust in him, fear begins to lose its power, hope begins to rise, and impossible situations become opportunities to witness his faithfulness. Walk forward with confidence. Pray without ceasing. Trust without fear, and never forget that the God who holds the universe in his hands is also holding your life. No challenge is too great for him. No prayer is too small for him. And no future is beyond his loving care. There's always hope. And with hope, there is always a reason to keep moving forward. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel. God bless you. Thank you.